From each one of your individual perspectives, could you talk about how the system is failing you and your constituents, if you will, the way it is being operated now, or lack of the way it's being operated now? Suzii, would you like to start?
I'm going to ask David to hold this microphone for 1 second. All righty. I know you can't read this from where you are, but you can see the pretty colors. This is what it takes to get a green card. One of the ways in which the system is failing us right now is the complexity and the conundrum of the legal immigration system. It's dividing families and making folks who have good intentions of following the law end up in the hands of notorious notarios who are bilking them out of their money and their actual opportunity for a path to citizenship. The Attorney General for the state of Texas has signified in ministries that we have with the Baptist General Convention of Texas in trying to offer immigration services through our congregations. This is a serious problem in the state of Texas. So that's one way the immigration system has failed us. A second way is in dividing our families, and by not providing a guest worker program that allows folks to go back and forth across the border, work here in a clear and kind of above board way, and then go back home and visit and then come back when the time is right for work. It divides families and puts 10-year bars between their reunion.
Thank you, Suzii. In full agreement. I came into this almost by accident, unless you're me and believe in God's sovereign planning. When I had a few folks in our church who were just caught in the system, two of which in particular came to this country legally, worked legally, paid taxes, had children, built lives, and then because of a change of circumstances or of status, were suddenly illegal with no options, no workable options. And one particular guy came to me and he was distraught, and I said, well, look, we'll help you. We have resources. We know people. We'll help you. And he looked straight at me and he said, Pastor, you can't help me. Now, I don't know about some of you, but I'm an American, and more so a Texan even, and I just have a hard time hearing you can't help me. So I set out to help him. And you know what I discovered? He was exactly right. I couldn't help him. And that was just the first of a series of examples of people that were just caught in a system. And for the life of me, I just couldn't figure out, as simple as it seemed to me, how complicated and complex it really was. And so that's sort of how I got into it. For me, I'm really grateful to have these other folks on the panel. I know it's a very complex political issue, and so I'm glad we have the economic aspect covered, and I'm glad we have the law enforcement and the security, the national security issues. Those are all important issues. But for me, in my line of work, at the heart of this are people. This is a human issue. This is a people problem. And we deal with these issues every day. And as Suzii said, she's just mentioned a few of them, from dividing of families to human trafficking and the slave trade, that it's all tied to this issue, and a number of other issues of everyday human impact. And we live in that world. So for us, we just can't see this problem in any other way first except a humanitarian issue. And I love what Pastor Paynter said in his welcome. That for us, this is a sacred issue. And what makes it sacred for us is because God has an opinion on what we ought to do. And we look into His Word and we discover what His Word says, and we just have a moral imperative to see this problem solved for the sake of the people who are caught in the system.